Do you wish you could save money just day to day for everyday things? I've learned quite a few tips through the years of what works for me, of how to save money. Here are a few of them that you can probably implement, at least half of them, more maybe. It just depends on where you live, how you want to live. It's a choice, and for me, I've always lived below my means. It's a great way to do things so that you just don't need as much money. If you make an effort to conserve your money, it becomes a habit, and I love it. I think it's a wonderful attitude and practice for me. You might agree, you might not, but here are 9 things I do that help me save money. The first one is a bento box. This is like Tupperware or Rubbermaid, but it's a different brand. I bought it at the bin store on Dollar Day recently, and I've had similar things, but this one was really nice. I don't love the colors. I like this color, but I don't like the pink that well, but it's fine. It was $1. And so it's got these little deals on each side. Pop off the lid, and inside is this adorable little fork. It sits right in these little notches, here and here. So you just set it on there, and then you can still get the lid on. And it has 3 nice sized compartments. And I'll show you, recently I wanted to go out to eat for lunch. I just felt like I didn't want to sit here at home and eat. Nothing sounded good. And then I got to thinking, I don't need to spend the money because eating out is more expensive. It just is. And so I made myself a little picnic. I'll show you what I did. I came to a lake today to enjoy a little picnic lunch. I'm having some cheese and crackers, pickles, a couple little tangerines, and some tuna. I have a cute little fork in my bento box. So I wanted to go out to eat. I'm eating out. I go to a local thrift store that has a 50-cent rack, and I hit it first before I look at any other clothes. And what they do is they put clothes that haven't sold for like 2 or 3 weeks or a month, I'm not sure how long, onto this 50-cent rack, and they stamp it with a red stamp so that you know it's a 50-cent item. If it doesn't have the red stamp over the price and the tag, it's regular price. So I check it, and I found these blue jeans there. They are a petite, which only means short. I am not a petite as in small person. No, I wish I were, but I am short. So these are a little too short for me, but I've been wearing them, and my socks show at my ankles a little bit. And I don't like that. And they have a hem on them. So I'm going to take this hem out because that will make them a little bit longer, probably about, I don't know, maybe an inch or 2. And I have my seam ripper here. And I'm just going to show you how I get started. I'm not going to make you suffer through this whole thing. But you just take your seam ripper and you find the seam right here. And these were sewn on a machine, I'm sure, and you just rip. So see, I've got that much done, and I probably could just tear it, but that's a little too hard. So I'm going to continue using my seam ripper right along that edge, and but I'm going to take out the hem, and look, when I extend it down, it's going to give me that much more. And there's this little fold line here with white, and I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But I got these pants off the 50-cent rack at the thrift store, and I figured that's good enough. But really, I like pants that are longer than this. So this is one of the very small ways that I save money. I buy cheap clothes, then I fix them as needed to make them work better for me. Here are my here's one pant leg. The other one's on the floor. After I ripped the entire hem out to make it longer, and the white line is very noticeable, but it gives me an extra, probably inch at least here, maybe 2, I don't know what that is. And it will help hide my socks when I'm standing. It was not a big deal, but they were just a tad too short. So that's a problem with being petite, as in short. Sometimes the petite clothes are a little too short. I'm about 5'2", so I don't know. Anyway, I'm happy with the results. I just turned under the one little layer here because that's kind of how it wants to lay. And if I want to get fancy, I can get my iron out and iron that down. And if I want to get real fancy, I can get my sewing machine out and sew this so that it's not just folded under. But for now, I'm just going to wear it like that. They're fine. They're serviceable, and they were 50 cents. And I love that. I love getting a good deal. And to me, the most important part of clothes is if it feels comfortable. Another thing I do, which I've done this for years, decades, I go to the library or I buy used books instead of buying new books because I love to read. And if I had a whole lot of money, I would buy every new book that came out that I wanted to read. But I don't have a lot of money. I have enough. I have plenty. But it's one of those things that it kind of makes me sad that I can't buy books and support the authors directly. But I go to the library. It's just what I do. Because they have just about every book I want. I can put them on reserve. And they'll send me an email when they come in. And I go pick them up, check them out. It's wonderful. So this is the current book I'm reading. What Happened to the McCraes? A novel. Tracy Lang is the author. And I'm really enjoying it. And this is the barcode up here for the library. And I have my own library card. You can get one too if you live somewhere. That's the requirement. If you're paying taxes to the library. So I'm reading this. I love it. I also checked out this book, Small Things Like These by Claire Keegan. And I've read another of her books, and she's an excellent Irish author. I can't wait to read this one. It's very small. This is Claire Keegan. And I recently read a memoir by Cher, and I reviewed it over on my Proof Edit Write Word channel. So I'll leave a link to that channel where you can check out my review of Cher's memoir called Cher the Memoir Part 1 if you want to. And then another book that I'm going to read that I got from the library is Anne Cleeve's The Dark Wives. She writes the Vera books, a Vera Stanhope novel. I don't know if you watch Vera, but I've read most of Anne Cleeve's books based on, well, they're the originals. The show is based on the books. Some of the books are direct series or episodes, and others they make the episodes for TV based on the characters. So it's not necessarily a book, but it's based on Vera, the character. And here's Anne Cleeves. She's an English writer. And I just love these mystery crime books. Love them. And if I went to buy this new, $29. And I read about 3 books a month, maybe more, maybe less. It depends on the book. Some of them just take me longer to get through. But that would be basically $100 a month if I bought every book new. This little one, $20. This one, What Happened to the McCraes, $29. So, like I said, I would love to support the authors directly and buy their books. so that they got some money. But the library buys the books and the authors get money from that. So I'll have to be good with that for now. Maybe someday, if I ever get my YouTube channel monetized and I'm rolling in dough, it could happen. We'll see. Maybe then I can start buying a few books. We'll see. This is my solar dryer. I live in the Southwest desert, so it is sunny just about every day of the year, and I never use my dryer inside my house. I use my washing machine, but not the dryer, because this works better. And it's free, and I love it. Another thing I do sometimes to save money and to live frugally is I cut my own hair. I try not to do this very often because I'm not good at it. But, you know, it just gets kind of long. Like right now, I'm going to have to go get it cut or get the scissors out and do it myself. And back here, this stuff that hangs down drives me nuts. Ugh, I hate that. So, like I said, one of these days, I'm going to have to decide, am I going to get the scissors out and butcher it myself, or am I going to go pay Pat to cut my hair? I'll have to see. But I'm very frugal. I go way too long in between haircuts. Probably, you know, with people with short hair often go every 6 or 8 weeks. I don't do that. I go about every 3 months, so that's 12 weeks. It just depends. But I'm just stingy with my money because it's my money and I have worked hard for it all my life. So I wait and I put things off like that. I don't know if I should, you know, but it's fine. It works. How about you? Do you cut your own hair? How often do you get it cut? If you have a very simple haircut and it's long or something, you could maybe get it cut twice a year and it's not that painful. And it's not that painful. I can afford to get my hair cut and pay for it, but I've learned I probably shouldn't go to Great Clips and those kind of places because they don't do it right. I have very fine, straight hair, and if it's butchered, it really shows. So I pay a little bit more and have this woman I know cut it, and she does an excellent job most of the time. So thank you, Pat. Now this next one, I debated about telling you about it because, I don't know, it doesn't bother me, but some people might think this is weird. My neighbor down the street gives me her old shoes. She wears them 6 months, and then she gets a new pair and rotates out her oldest pair. She keeps 2 pair on hand. I, on the other hand, keep everything forever. And so shoes, when they're just 6 months old, or they're not old to me, I tend to wear them much longer than I probably should. But as long as they don't hurt my feet, and I have bunions, so that's a problem, I figure if they don't hurt my feet, I'm good. So she gives me these shoes. They look like clown shoes. They're very wide. They have a toe box that is very wide across here, but they do not hurt my bunions. If I wear too tight of a shoe, it kills my feet. But look at the tread on these things. They're great. I mean, I've been wearing these. My neighbor gave them to me, I don't know how long ago, but to me they're fine. And they're, let's see what brand this is. Ultra, I think. Yeah, and look at this. Look at these. Aren't they special? I would not pick these out myself, but I will wear them. And the brand is Ultra. A-L-T-R-A. Ultra. A-L-T-R-A. And they're about $140, $150 on Amazon. And at one point she said, you know, I've got some shoes. I'm just going to donate them or something. If you want them, you can have them. And so I said, sure, I'll try them if they fit. And they feel great. I wear used shoes and I don't care. They're great. Look, same thing. The tread on these is just, it's like it's not even been used to me. I've had shoes in the past where I run down the heels on one side, and that doesn't happen with these. They're like a tire on the bottom. They're wonderful. So I do have other shoes that I've purchased, and that's one thing I'm happy to spend more money on, is good shoes. Because with my bunions, if my feet hurt, I'm miserable. So I own like some Propay shoes. Those were over $100. I don't mind paying for good shoes that support my feet and feel good, and I can walk in them for a long time. But I haven't really bought any in a couple of years because of my neighbor giving me hers every 6 months. It's wonderful, and I am not too proud or whatever to not wear them. I'll wear them gladly, happily. My feet love them. Another way I save money is by buying groceries when they're on sale and stocking up. I bought these cans of Progresso soup, which I love, for I think $1 a can, and they're usually close to $3 or more. The beans, I love beans. I eat rice and beans probably at least once a week. Make some of each and have them together. It makes a complete protein, and I love it. It's delicious. And I usually have, either cheese on top or sour cream, or sometimes I'll fix something to go with it, like taquitos. I buy the frozen ones because they're easy. But beans are great. Another thing is tomatoes. I get those when they're on sale, and I get a variety of different ones so I can use them in different recipes. And I also buy pasta sauce when it's on sale. This is a splurge here. I think this one was $2 a jar, but I often buy the kind that are on sale for $1 or $1.50 because it's a cheap several meals. I can get probably 5 servings out of it, make some pasta, and I don't get tired of leftovers. I like them. So it's not a problem for me to have several meals out of the same thing. And that's another way I save money, is by eating leftovers. I love them. I don't see anything wrong with that for me. I like it. I've heard of some people who don't eat leftovers. I don't understand that. I love them. It's an easy meal. And if I liked it the first time, I'm going to like it left over. And finally, I live in the Southwest Desert, close to the Mexican border. And I go to Mexico for my dental work. And what I do there is get my teeth cleaned twice a year. That's about $60. I know it's more here now. I haven't even priced it because I've been going down there for probably 3 or 4 years. And it's great. They do a great job. They know what they're doing. The facility is like a state-of-the-art. They do everything. They have a lab in-house. I also went earlier this year for had 2 teeth on this side together next to each other that needed root canals and crowns. It was a painful ordeal. I had an abscess under one tooth, so I had to let that heal. They gave me, antibiotics. Had to wait a while for that to settle down. Then had the root canals. Then I came back a couple weeks later and had the crowns made. And they have an in-house lab. So they make the crowns the same day they measure your mouth for them. And you just wait a few hours and then you come back. You can go walk around, whatever you want to do. So, and it's perfectly safe. I go by myself. I take friends sometimes if they want to go but don't want to drive. Or talking about their lab, I had a mouth guard made earlier this year. And I just priced it online. It said that in the US, a mouth guard, a clear acrylic mouth guard, can cost between $300 and $1,000. I paid $140 for mine. So it's worth the drive and the little bit of hassle. It's not a big deal. So those are some of the ways that I save money in my day-to-day life, and it all adds up. I mean, all of these things that I do, you know, not using my dryer to dry my clothes. My electric bill is, I'm on a monthly plan, you know, where it's always the same amount, is $61. That's cheap. It's really cheap. I just don't use excess power, you know, and not using my dryer is one way that helps save on my power bill. I buy the things on sale at the grocery store when they're on sale. I hardly ever pay full price. I just wait whenever whatever fruit and vegetables are on sale, I buy those generally. Sometimes I did splurge for one of those big acrylic tubs of baby greens for $5, but I figured I need to eat that kind of stuff, and that will certainly last me a week. And but strawberries and blueberries were on sale this past week, so I bought those. And I buy apples when they're on sale. I love apples. All the stuff that I buy, I try to stock up, like avocados. I just bought 4 because they were 67 cents each. By shopping smart and preparing food at home, not eating out, other than when I use my bento box and I go to the lake. That's when I eat out. Actually, I do eat out once in a while, but not very often. Maybe once or twice a month at the most. So that saves me a lot of money. How do you save money? Do you do any of these things that I've talked about? What other things do you do to save money that I haven't mentioned? Because I'm always up for learning how to squeeze my dollars, because they're my hard-earned dollars and I want to make them last so that I can go do fun things. Let me know. And if you haven't hit the like button, maybe do that for me. That'd be great. And subscribe if you haven't already. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, and every little interaction is a great thing. Helps me out. And I'll see you next time.